Welcome you all again for the thermodynamic lecture series. So in the today's lecture we are going to solve problem on a pure substance, so which is based on the process of hyperbolic process, is otherwise called as constant temperature process. So before getting into the problem, so we need to know what is the state of the steam. Okay, so there is the condition of the steam or the quality of the steam we need to identify. So for that, we all know that they are having three different conditions or quality of the steam is available. The first one is wet steam, and second one is dry steam, and third one is your superheated steam. Okay, so how these qualities are classified? Okay, so these classification, how these qualities are classified is detailedly explained in the previous lectures. If you have any doubt, you can go through the previous lecture. Okay, so just I am recalling that. So if we say the given specific enthalpy is lesser than the specific enthalpy of saturated vapor, then it is called as a wet steam. Okay, when a given specific enthalpy which is equal to saturated specific enthalpy of vapor, then they are called as dry steam. Okay, so here x value which is equal to 1 here. Okay, then if we say it is a superheated steam, then the specific enthalpy of the saturated vapor is lesser than your given enthalpy. Okay, so this will be applicable for your specific volume also. Okay, for instance, so the given specific volume is lesser than the saturated specific volume of the vapor, then it is called as a wet steam. When the given specific volume and the saturated specific volume of the gas which is equal, they are called as dry steam. When the saturated specific volume of the vapor which is lesser than your given specific volume, then it is called as your superheated steam. Okay, since the same condition will be applied for your specific entropy also. When coming on your temperature, we should say it is a saturation temperature. Okay, so we all know what is saturation temperature. So at this point the phase changes will occur. So in this saturation point, the given temperature is lesser than your saturation point, the steam will be of a wet steam. Then your given temperature which is equal to the saturation temperature, then it is a dry steam. Then the saturation temperature is lesser than your given temperature, then it is known as the state of the steam is your superheated steam. Then, so based on the qualities wet steam, dry steam and superheated steam, we should know some of the basic properties and how to use the formulas for your basic properties. Okay, so first one is your specific enthalpy, the unit is kilojoule per kilogram. If we say the steam is wet, the condition is the given specific enthalpy is lesser than that of your saturated specific enthalpy, then H is equal to Hf plus X into Hfg. Okay, where H is your specific enthalpy at liquid stage. Okay, so this is your combination of both, so liquid and gaseous vapor. Okay, so X is nothing but your dryness fraction. Okay, what is meant by dryness fraction? That is the amount of, that is the mass of vapor present in the total amount of the steam. Okay, so that is mg by mf plus mg. Okay, it's equal to mg by mf plus mg. Then if we say dry steam, I already told that x equal to 1. You substitute your x equal to 1, then it becomes h of g. Okay, so h of g can be written as hg minus hf. So plus hf and minus hf will get cancelled. Again the term will be h is equal to hg here. For superheated, so h is equal to hg plus cp, that is the constant pressure of the superheated temperature values. Then your T superheated minus your T saturation temperature, the difference between your superheated and saturation temperature. For specific volume, again for a wet condition, V is equal to Vf plus X into Vfg, and for dry steam it is V is equal to Vg, and for superheated steam V is equal to Vg into T sup by T saturation. And also for your specific entropy, S is equal to Sf plus X into S of G, where S equal to Sg. Here for superheated, S is equal to Sg plus Cps of ln into the ratio of T sup by superheated temperature divided by your saturation temperature. And also work done. So we also know that the flow work is equal to P into V. So that is work done is equal to P into V for all the three cases. But this volume, the specific volume will be varied according to these three different conditions. And also know the specific volume is instead of the reciprocal of your density, or otherwise density can be written as 1 by your specific volume in all the three cases of your quality of the steam. Then the specific internal can be determined by H is equal to U plus PV relation. So with this we can write U, specific internal energy U is equal to H minus PV. So this H, the specific enthalpy and the specific volume will be depend on these formulas. What are all the state of the conditions? So corresponding state of the conditions, this internal energy will vary, but the formula for the internal energy for all the three cases are same. Okay. Problem number 17. Steam at 15 bar and 300 degrees Celsius is expanded hyperbolically to a pressure of 5 bar. Okay, so here the process clearly mentioned, it is the steam is expanded hyperbolically. So it is nothing but your constant temperature process. The initial temperature of the steam is at 15 bar and the initial temperature of the steam is 300 degrees Celsius, right? And it is expanded and it is given to a pressure of about 5 bar. So P2 is equal to 5 bar. We have to calculate the change in internal energy and heat transfer during this constant temperature or hyperbolic process. Okay, so these are all the given data. So as mentioned, P1 is equal to 15 bar and T1 which is equal to T2 because it is a constant temperature or hyperbolic process. So we can say T1 is equal to T2 is equal to 300 degrees Celsius and P2 is equal to 5 bar. So in this case we need to find out change in internal energy delta U and the heat transfer as Q. So at P1 is equal to 15 bar and T1 is equal to 300 degrees Celsius, we need to check the condition of the steam or quality of the steam by using your steam table, right? So for that I am going for the saturated water and the steam pressure table. So at 15 bar pressure I am checking with the saturation temperature. Here the saturation temperature is 198.3 degrees Celsius, so which is lesser than your given temperature, that is T saturation is lesser than your T1. Okay, so then the condition of the steam is superheated. Okay, so the condition of the steam is superheated again. So with this condition, as we all know, the initial state of the steam is superheated. Then we have to go for the superheated table to find out the properties for specific volume, specific enthalpy and specific entropy. So I am going for a specific volume of superheated stable. Okay, the specific volume of superheated steam. So at the given pressure P1 is equal to 15 bar and T1 is equal to 300 degrees Celsius, we have take the corresponding specific volume from this table. V1 is equal to 0.1697 meter cube per kilogram. Then to find out the specific enthalpy, we have to go for a specific enthalpy of the superheated steam table at the given pressure P1 is equal to 15 bar and temperature T1 is equal to 300 degrees Celsius. At the corresponding H value you can take it out from the steam table, that is H1 is equal to 3038.9 kilojoule per kilogram. So since we know it is an hyperbolic or constant temperature process, then the PVT relation will be changed as P1 V1 which is equal to P2 V2. So we know all the values. The given pressure is 15 bar, so we have to convert and write in kilopascal here. Okay, or otherwise you can write it in bar itself also, because these two are in a divide by case, so we can substitute the same units of P1 as well as P2 here. Okay, so but I am here substituting in terms of kilopascal, right? So that is 15 into 10 to the power of 2 P1 kilopascal, that is V1 is 0.1697 and P2 is given as 5 bar, so I am substituting in kilopascal. To find out the specific volume, V2 is 0.5091 meters cube per kilogram. And second state, so second state pressure P2 is equal to 5 bar, so we need to check V2, right? So we need to check V2. So you take at pressure P is equal to 5 bar from the table, so you take Vg, so Vg value is 0.37466 and given V2 is 0.509. It is not given V2, so we have find out from the hyperbolic relation, that is P1 V1 which is equal to P2 V2. So from that relation, we in the previous slide we have find out V2 here. So compare this V2 and Vg2. Okay, so here the Vg2 is lesser than V2, so the condition of the steam is again superheated. Okay, so the initial steam of the condition is also superheated, and in the second state, and it is expansion, and after expansion also the condition of the steam is superheated in this case. So again you go for your specific enthalpy of your superheated table. At the second condition we have to take the properties. So P2 is equal to 5 bar and T2 is equal to 300 degrees Celsius. You take H2 as 3064.8 kilojoule per kilogram. Then we need to find out the internal energy and the heat transfer. Okay, so here since it is an hyperbolic process, so MCV into delta T, that is the change in internal energy is 0 here. That is change in internal energy is 0 because the temperature is equal. So we can write Q is equal to W plus del U. So as we all know, since it is a constant temperature process, so this is a formula we have derived from a first law of thermodynamics, that is Q is equal to W plus del U. Here delta U is 0, and this is the formula for your constant temperature process heat transfer as we have derived from your first unit. Okay. So Q is equal to P1 V1 ln V2 by V1. We know all the values here. Substitute the pressure in terms of kilopascal. Okay. Then you can get Q is equal to 279.65 kilojoule per kilogram. So as a result, the change in internal energy is 0 in this process since it is an hyperbolic process, and the heat transfer Q is equal to 279.65 kilojoule per kilogram. Thank you.